can't talk specifics, but with this SEC run that they're on, there's all this talk that the skill position players in the Southeast, the Midwest can't keep up. You've recruited some of both. Do you think that that's fair to say that the Southeast skill position players are far ahead of the Midwest?
I think the Southeast right now, the quantity is far greater than the quantity of the upper level Midwestern schools. To say that there's, the NFL draft shows you that there'll be some very good players drafted. The numbers I imagine, and this is just speculation, but I'm coaching both conferences now, so it's really not speculation anymore. It's opinion. That it's just the quantity is far greater right now, and so it's up to the Big Ten to change that. And there's one way to do it: go out and recruit and get some more depth. But to say there's not quality football players in the Big Ten, that's not correct. And you'll see that on draft day. There'll be some very good players drafted. The quantity is the biggest difference.
And Tim Mike Thomas Dispatch. Urban, a couple questions. Number one, how far is JT Barrett from a rehab situation? What kind of conditions is he in right now? And just maybe update that a little bit.
I'm hoping he brings a little something that our quarterback position can use, and that's a grinder, a guy that's just nonstop. The Alex Smiths of the world that they wake up in the morning or quarterback all day long, they go to sleep, and the next day they wake up again, they're the quarterback all day long. So if he can provide that, he's a talented guy. He had ACL surgery, so he'll be limited as far as contact, but from everything I'm hearing, he'll be able to throw and do the off-season program, not the running part. But I'm not worried about him doing that part.
We asked you about Alabama a while ago. As you watch them Monday night, can you quantify where you guys have to get to match something?
Well, this is interesting, and I said this on TV. He said A&M beat them. Georgia could have beat them. LSU could have beat them. And they soundly won the national championship, so that tells you a little bit about, that conference. Where are we? I don't like to deal in speculation. I think we're a very good team that could compete with any team in the country. I didn't feel that way early in the year or even the middle of the year, but the last game I even said that after the season. That's where I believe we are. To say that we can roll in there and beat a team like that, first of all, I don't want to speculate, and then if I was going to give you an honest answer right now, I think we have too many holes to fill.
And following up on that, Bradley Roby said he's coming back. Jonathan Hankins left. Do you have assurances from everyone else that they're back solid and going to be around? And what does Roby coming back mean to the defense? I mean, that would have been 8 guys instead of 7.
It solidifies an area of our team that I think Roby, when he's playing his best, he's as good as corner as he is in college football. I think he's got a brilliant career ahead of him. I think he's still a young player that has to develop in some areas. So it stabilized the guy that if we lose Roby and Travis, guys that played very well for us this year. Travis had a really good year, one of the most improved. As I've had a chance on the iPad to sit and rewatch stuff, he was one of our most improved players. So some stability in the back end. You have the 2 safeties back now, and you have Roby, so that's 3 out of 4. It's stable, or our D line is not stable, and our linebacker position is not stable. So if you throw the back end in that, then we're dealing with an unstable defense, and so it's just big. That's big. Plus, I love Roby. I love who he is. He's got a tremendous family. He's a guy that you like showing his face when you talk about Ohio State football. I mean, he's everything that you want. A good person, goes to school, takes care of his business, and represents the right way. And he's a very talented guy.
Front left, Doug Lavery's play dealer. Urban, you talked about building this recruiting class. You like where it's headed so far. Just how different is it compared to what you were trying to do a year ago? You were coming in late and finishing that class, and do you see the effects of having a very good first year? What's that done for this class?
Oh yeah, I call it flavor of the month. Ohio State really wasn't the flavor of the month a year ago. There's some really quality guys that came. Noah Spence is obviously the key name that was jumped on board last year. But I don't want to say we're selecting, not recruiting, because that's not correct either, but it's just a completely different, approach. We know everybody we recruited last year was just give me the top 20 guys in positions, and I was on the phone with them trying to get them. Here we know, we've been in the schools, we know who they are, we know what we're getting. So just a much different approach, and I do like where we're at.